Hey everybody, Terry over here with Guitarjitsu. The second lesson in this guitar course. If you're coming to this lesson and you hadn't seen the first lesson, or if you haven't watched the introduction, it's important that you see the whole introduction and that you actually work through this series one lesson at a time. So go back to lesson 1 if you don't have it, because you're going to need to know what I'm talking about. I'm going to be introducing concepts, terminology that I haven't heard any other guitarist ever talk about, or at least like I'm talking about it. And so if you skip around, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. You're not going to get it. So it's important that you do this lesson, this whole course in order. You know, even if you already know some of it, I guarantee you're not going to know all of it, because it's pretty cool stuff. So like today I'm teaching all major and minor chords. Well, if you don't know the root scale that I taught in the last lesson, then this is not going to be that big a deal to you. This ain't going to be that big a deal. If you know the root scale, it's a huge deal. So let's get into it. Okay, I'm going to show you your major and minor chords all over the neck. If you know your major and minor chords, you can pretty much play over any progression. You can always add chords to it, like 7 chords and 9s and 13 chords or whatever. This is going to be a basic concept. Anything that you learn in the future, you can plug into Guitarjitsu, and everything will fit together like Lego blocks. So this is going to be very powerful today. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down by string. In other words, if your root note is located on a certain string, this is going to be the basic chord shape that I'm going to teach to go over to be that chord. In other words, a 6-string root means that anywhere on the 6th string could be the root to a certain chord. A 5th string root or a 3rd string root, anywhere on that 3rd string is your root note for this chord. So I'll give you an example. Here's the first one. This is a major chord. Now the little pink note, that is your root. And this is a major chord based off, this is the low E and this is the high E string. This is a representation. This could be anywhere, but on the neck as far as fret wise, but the root is located on the 6th string, and this is your major chord. Okay? You might want to pause and write this down in your journal. So anytime you want to find a chord on that 6th string, then if your root note's on that 6th string, you can make a major chord with this shape. Now I'm going to modify it now. And now it's a minor shape. So now here's your major and minor 6th string root shape. Here is your 5th string major shape. In other words, you see your root note is now on the 5th string, the A string. Hope you can see that good. And that is your major chord shape for the 5th string. So anytime you want a major chord and your root note was on the 5th string, you can make this and you would have a major chord. I'm going to make it into a minor chord now. And now it's a minor chord. So write those two down. Major and the minor, 5th string root chord. Here's your 3rd string root. This would be the D string. Your root's here. Here's your major form. So if you needed to make a chord based on off of your D string, anywhere on your D string, that would be the chord for the major. I'm about to make it minor. And there's the minor version of it. Now there's different ways you could do this. This is just the easiest way that I've found so far. This is the chords that I play. And some of these are full chords, some of these are just triads. You can make this into full chords later on, but learn these. So that's the minor version of your D string root chord. here's your G string. Not your G string, but your G string root major chord. So anytime you want to find a major chord on your G string, your root note is on the G string, this could be your major chord that you make. I'm going to make it minor now by simply sliding that back and doing the minor third. There's your minor shape. Okay, here's your major B string chord. It's a D shape, right? Sure. There's the major chord. If you need to make a major chord with the root on the B string, there you go. I'm going to make it a minor chord by sliding this top one back. And there's your minor chord off of the B string. Hope you write all these down in your book. Okay, here's your major chord based off the high E string. There's your major chord. I normally just bar across and then put like my second finger here, like that kind of, to do this chord. But that's the notes that's held down. To make this minor, you simply bar across the whole fret and you got a minor chord based off the high E. These last two were inversions because the root is not the bass note in it. So write all those, go back and write all those chords down, and you will have the ability to make chords off of any string. With the root scale I showed you before, when you jump up the scale, you can make a chord there, major or minor. You jump down the scale, you can make the same chord. So if you know where all your A's are because of your root scale, now you know where all your A major and all your A minor chords are. Either triads or the full chord. All these connect to make full chords. But usually if you're playing up the neck some, someone else is either bass is doing something down low playing with a group, or someone else is doing chords in first position, open position and stuff. And you want to play something a little higher up, higher registry, so you wouldn't play a whole chord anyway, you just play a triad. But you can hook these together and make full chords out of them. So, but by doing these triads and stuff, and these full chords, you can make major, minor chords everywhere. So you know your A chords everywhere, you would know your A minors and your A majors, your G majors, G minors, every chord in every key, major and minor, you got it. Now, this by itself would mean nothing without the root scale, but with the root scale, it becomes very, very powerful. Now, next I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of this for you on my guitar. Okay, sorry for the feedback. Like I said, I'm a truck driver and I've got my amp hooked into a little power inverter, and it gives me feedback for some reason. I don't know why exactly, but look, maybe someone can make some suggestion about how I can fix this. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to do the A chords. We're going to do a major, minor to start with. I already showed you the shapes previously, so I'll just play them. Here's the 6-string root shape, minor, major, and then switching. We're not going to do the A's. Here's the root. The root was here. It would be major, minor. If the root was here, then it would be minor, major. If the root was here, it would be minor, major. If the root was on the B, it would be minor, major. If the root was here, it would be minor, major. If we do all the A's this time, we'll go, here's A minor, A major, A minor, A major. Follow the root scale. Minor, A minor, A major, root scale, B A minor. So the point is that you can play major and minor chords all the way up. If I want to know an F, I want to find an F major. There's there, so I can do F major right here. Next F major would be here. Follow it right on up. Let me cut this noisy thing off. Goodness gracious. So the point of it is you will know all your major and minor chords now. If you've learned the shapes I just showed you, and you know the root scale, everywhere you have a root, you can build a major or minor chord instantly right there. And so if you're playing along with a group, you can figure out their chord, the chord progression they're playing. You can find chords very easily to cover it. Now, the next lesson is going to be a very short lesson, but necessary. Very easy and short and necessary. The lesson after that, I'm going to teach you something that's going to take what I've shown you with this, with the root and your chord shapes, and it's going to change everything. The next lesson is necessary, short, and then lesson after that will change everything. And I think it's going to be, this is lesson 2, so it'll be lesson 4. Once you learn lesson 4 and get it under your fingers, then you will be able to find any chord from any chord, any note from any note. And you'll see why I say this is way superior to the cage system. Another thing I want to make you aware of with this is anytime that you can build these chords quickly and see these chords quickly simply from seeing the roots, knowing where the roots are. You know the roots are from the root scale. You're going to be able to play chord tones when soloing. Chord tones is one of the most complicated things that is very advanced. Like you first learn just to play scales, and then everything you play sounds like a scale, and then over time you eventually learn to play, you come to your root, playing your roots, and then you start playing the chord tones and trying to find the chord tones in the scale. It's not necessary, because now see, you're learning how everything fits together like Lego blocks. So you'll be able to know where your chord tones are, to know where your chords are, and when I teach you scales later on, you'll be able to play your scales. I teach you modes, you'll be able to change to modes instantly. It's like I said, it's going to change everything about how you play. So learn these scale shapes, learn these chord shapes, and practice playing up and down your root scale, changing these chords. Okay? Do your major and minor, all up and down all the A's, and do all the G's, and get real familiar with this and get it under your fingers before you go on to lesson 3. Lesson 3 will be quick and easy. So like and subscribe and tell your friends. Let me grow this channel, because I'm not charging anything. Okay, and maybe one day I may put an ad in the front of it or whatever, but I'm not going to charge anything. I'm not going to make this some course you have to order from me to get on. I'm not going to give you teasers and then hold things back. I'm teaching you everything here for free. So maybe low quality, and I'm in a truck. I'm doing the best I can to get this across to you. So like and subscribe and share this on Facebook, and just let everyone that you know that plays guitar to come check this out. I might be able to do them some good. Anyway, thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next lesson. See ya.